driveway where it will tie back into the existing system, creating a loop. So this water line will be servicing the newly annexed properties along the I-35 business loop. As I mentioned before, we've completed 90% of the design. So this includes fairly detailed specifications as well as contact drawings. The construction estimate at this point is approximately $2.95 million in order to install this line. This will include the line and then standard fixtures like hydrants and valving, as well as service line connections, which will come from the water main and extend all the way to the edge of the TxDOT right-of-way and have a service meter, city-approved service meter for individuals to then go ahead and tie into and run it onto their private property.
Wendy, you said, is that turnkey? That's everything, 2.9,
That will get you the water line and the service lines up to the property line. We will not be going onto individual private properties for the installation.
and that includes engineering?
That does not include the engineering fee, that is the construction fee.
Gotcha. Council, are there any questions for Wendy? That's coming, again, kind of what we talked about, probably not this fiscal year, but next fiscal year we'll be addressing this.
Mayor, just so you'll know, on page 7 there, she mentions, she mentioned some things on the design status, but there is a remaining milestones that have to be complete. And then next month, at the next council meeting, we'll have a status from her counterpart, who will be discussing the funding through the water development board. So we have a design now, we'll have to start discussing the funding source. So that'll be a discussion for next council meeting.
Yeah, so part of what we were scoped to do was to help apply for state revolving funds to help implement the construction of this project. And so currently we are waiting for the invitation to apply. We submitted our form earlier this year. And we're hopeful that when Stacy Barnett comes here for the December meeting, that she'll have some good news.
Councilman, any other questions? Wendy, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming down and giving us that update. You're welcome to stay, or you're welcome to Okay, that takes care of our presentations. Now, moving on to item 7A, public hearing. It is now 6:24, and I call an open public hearing on a request for a conditional use permit for Trina Hernandez to place a 52 by 16, 2003 manufactured home on her property located at 820 East Medina. Property legal description being the East 2A 80 Pearsall, currently zoned R1 single and 2 family district. We are now in open session. Manager, City Secretary.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. These two items, these two public hearings, they were actually on the October 3rd agenda, I believe. Ms. Trina Hernandez, property was conveyed to her by her mother, Yolanda Hernandez. Planning and Zoning Commission was able to meet November 1st, 6 p.m. They did not have any issues or anything. We did not receive any negative responses with the letters that we sent out. Did anybody have any questions regarding the placement of the mobile home?
Councilman, we
Well, it's actually this is actually the one that's it's a tiny home, but it's HUD regulated, so it's a manufactured home. So it's not going to be a mobile home.
Mayor, would
Yes.
we be able to combine A and C together?
say that one more time.
A and C? Can we put those
If we can
for open hearing?
Combine A
put
and C
both of the
just
public
together.
hearings together.
Yes, council. At the desire of the council, I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve both, hearing at the same time, item 7A and 7C. Do I have a motion? Motion by Councilman Leal, do I have a second? By Councilman Gondeta, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. So your vote will be to approve both requests, which item C is on a request for conditional use permit from Mrs. Charlie Martinez to place a 52 by 32 2013 manufactured home on her property located at West Colorado. Property legal description being the West 531, 142 Ortiz Pablo is currently zoned R1 single and 2 family district. You want to brief us on that one, please?
Sure. this property here, as you see, it is not addressed, it is virgin property, it doesn't have any utilities, I don't even think it has a curb cut as of right now. This one, is gonna be a mobile home, we did not receive any negative responses regarding the placement of it to the 200, property 200 feet adjacent to West Colorado. It's gonna be their, homestead. Again, planning and zoning recommended, approval.
City Council, do you have any questions for the City Secretary? Hearing none, this is an open hearing. Is there any citizens that would like to make a comment? Okay, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close the open hearing. It is officially 6:27. And with that, City Council will call for a vote. Your vote will be, well, actually, there's no action on this one. That was our public hearing. All right, so at that point, thank you very much. We're moving on to item 8A. Discuss and consider the donation request from Pearsall ISD Athletic Director for the purchase of a new scoreboard for Max Laxon Field. This is an action item. I'm gonna ask for a motion. Motion to approve.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question. So I thought we weren't gonna have this on the agenda.
This is gonna be something, Mayor, I wanna make sure to touch on this, and hopefully Bobby can help me out. So on this item, Mayor, from what we understand, is, I don't know, that we'll have a quorum to even push this to a vote, because I think there's some verbiage in the code of conduct that references who can and can't vote on this item. So, it makes it clear, I think, from what I gather, is that I believe there's 4 council members that work for the school district that are not allowed to vote. Bobby, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's my understanding of what that entails as far as the code of conduct. It's section 4.2, I believe, of the code of conduct. Am I misunderstanding?
It requires an abstention, but since an abstention doesn't count towards the vote, the balance of the quorum can certainly vote on it. So even if the number of members that are eligible to vote are 2 or 3, they can still vote, and a majority of that will carry the item.
I see. So I'm saying that so the vote can continue if the
Sure.
council wants to take it up. So with that said, I guess this is kind of where we're at.
So with that being done, I'm gonna, again, you can make a motion in a second. That doesn't mean you have to approve it, but this just lets us know that there's a desire to move forward with this item. So on item 8A, I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve, please.
Motion.
There's a motion by Councilwoman Talamantes. I'm gonna ask for a second. Okay, we've got a motion. I'm gonna ask for a second. I hear no second, so the item will die for a lack of a second. All right, thank you, council. With that, we're going on to item 8B, Hispanic, 2022 Hispanic Heritage Festival post-event report. We've got Miguel Martinez. You can see a copy of that on page 12.
Mayor, City Manager, Council, good evening. Just take a few minutes of y'all's time. Just to give you an idea of what the last 3 festivals had done from the get-go. Our first one was in 2019. 2020, no festival due to COVID. 2021 was last year, and then 2022, which just passed here last month. But before anything, as I'm not sure if y'all are aware, but it was my last. According to my contract, it was the end of it. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity for the last 3 projects that I was honored to do for you guys. Just to give you guys a little insight on what we've accomplished. In 2019, confirmed as far as the heads and beds, the lodging, we had 43 confirmed hotel rooms that were confirmed for the lodging. In 2021, 67 hotel rooms were confirmed. Last month, in 2022, we had a confirmation of 84 hotel rooms lodging. Of course, if you times that by 2, will give you an idea of what exactly, because it was a 2-day event. So, with that being said, with the this year, I'm pretty sure you all noticed that there was an actual admission fee. So with that being said, along with the alcohol donation, I have letting you guys know that I've given back $11,465 to the city of Pearsall. which can be done to, utilize at y'all's discretion. I was never aware if I was told how to be, to use them for y'all, what y'all gonna do with them. But just to give you an insight, $11,465 was returned to the city of Pearsall with the proceeds that came in for this 2022 Hispanic Heritage Festival.
Council, if you look at page 12, I don't want to speak over it, you'll see the majority of the expenses come from the entertainment. I mean, it's there, I would probably go into detail if I have any questions, but you know, a lot of the fees that were assessed were for entertainment. Entertainers, sorry.
Yes, sir. Council members, if anybody has any questions, comments, suggestions, or complaints, or,
Albert, have you seen it grow over the years? I know this was your first year to move out from the west side, so how was that?
There was an actual decrease in attendance, but that being because of the moving of the location. Of course, there was an admission fee, which I thought we'd keep at a reasonable fee. Not to say that they won't go up in time, depending on what this project continues to do, or if in fact it will continue. But yes, it definitely has grown. Talking to all the hotel owners and more management, of course, they were very pleased. They were very, they couldn't believe that particular weekend there was an increase in lodging. So they were questioned and they were asked, and of course they were already informed what the situation was, that there was going to be a lot of out-of-towners. And 88% of that was definitely out-of-town guests that joined us for that particular weekend. But so yes, sir, Mayor. To answer your question, yes, it is growing. It's definitely growing.
Council, do you have any question? Councilman Trina?
So, Mr. Martinez, the only thing that we got, the feedback that we got from this, that I got from this festival was, the thing, and a lot of the business owners, like the hotel motels, is they would want to see more promotion on this and get them involved more. And we got that feedback back from the last town hall meeting we had, the first one we had at La Quinta. So these motel owners are asking, hey, let's promote this more so that we can bring in that revenue from that end into the city. I don't know what promotional technology we're using or how we're promoting it. Is this just paper? Is it radio? I know we've heard.
Our number one would be, of course, social media. We do have a separate, we do own a separate page that we've created for the festival itself. And if you were to go into it, it tells you exactly how many people were reaching. It reached over 17,000 people. Good point. Of course, radio, but social media is really the number one. But it reached over 17,000 people. As far as more promotion, I really wouldn't know what more to do. So, I mean, the next thing would be really television, but statistics, social media is bigger than television right now.
I think what they're asking is a little bit more communication on it and more like one-on-one. Hey, this festival is coming up, so they can help on the promotion on their end and versa.
From what I gathered, and this, and just not criticism, just in general, even to us, is they have communication channels too, networks that they want to push this out to. So I think they have the hotel industry has, other folks that they can reach out to that may be interested in. And I think, to your point, I think that's what they're referring to is if they can give some promotional material, they could probably help out in the promotion of what it sounds like.
Other than that, it's a great event.
Thank you.
Councilman Leo?
I'd like to thank you, your group. I'd like to thank city manager, everyone else that was involved. I think it was a good turnout. I think it was a good, although there might have been some bad feedback, there was a lot of good feedback. Y'all did very well. I think that the location we had it at, we could definitely make it grow. There's more room to grow there. Maybe in the future, bring a carnival, maybe do other things that can draw more people in. But I just want to thank you, your family, your team, city manager for whatever he assisted in, and any other city employees, and everyone else that was able to bring this together.
I appreciate it. If I could just elaborate on that, the carnival situation, and Mayor, you might be able to shed some light on this, because I remember from back in the day. But for the last 3 festivals, I've contacted every carnival that's possibly in the area. And come August, September, October, November, they all go up north. But if we contact the carnival from way up north, it's too far for them to come back to this area for a 2-day event. It would have to be a minimum of a 4-day event. But what's surprising is that they'll mention, but if you do something in March, April, May, or June, we're all available. And you would think that those were the months that they'd be more busy than the fall, you know. And, you know, it's just, but I tried, you know. Unless the festival actually were to get moved to the summertime, we would get a carnival. Other than that, it's virtually impossible to get one for the month of October. And I've been questioned, well, the Spanish Festival gets it, Poteet gets it, yes, but they've been under contract for years. They're automatic. It's not a situation, well, we don't know if we're gonna do it next year. They're automatic.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed that there's not gonna be any question whether that event's gonna happen. Mind you, it's a 4-day event. So just to shed light, Mr. Mayor, on the carnival situation, but yes, I did like the location. It's a nice place out there. I think it should be utilized more, to be honest.
Council, any other questions? Councilwoman Hernandez?
I'd also like to thank Albert for, you know, putting it together. I know
Thank you.
you've been doing it for the past 3 years, and the outcome of it has always been, you know, good as far as, you know, I know this year, of course, the charge, but then I got a little feedback about them seeing it, that there was a $10 charge, which I think that was on the paper.
That was just a clerical error
Yeah.
on their behalf. And
I know a
it was
lot of
just
people
an
didn't
honest
tell
mistake.
me about it, you know, that they thought they were only charging 5, but then they were seeing they were charging 10. So, you know, it's just that we need to make it more, you know.
And again, if I can elaborate on that, going to being that the current is basically Pure Saldilli and Katuta,
Yeah.
it was just the locals that got to see that error, which that was fixed. But we were basing it off the out-of-towners that we wanted to, our goal was to reach the out-of-towners to come in and stay in our hotels, which they did. So good point on that, yes, that was, some of them questioned it, there was some confusion, but not to the point where it was, you know, gonna cause that it wasn't gonna be, you know, it was just a small error that was fixed.
And I'd also like to thank your group that you have, your employees and
My
stuff.
staff, yes.
Your security, you know, was awesome. They did a great job out there. I mean, we had no issues as far as I'm concerned. You know, I was there 2 days and everything was handled really, really good.
I appreciate that, thank you
Appreciate it.
very much.
Mayor and council, the next agenda, what we'll have is the RFP for the event coordinator. If the council wants to move forward with the event for next year, or years past that, we could, part of the discussion was whether we wanted, or part of the discussion should be, I guess, whether we want to continue to do it. As Mr. Martinez alluded to, I think this was his last year, that's on the current RFP, so we're gonna push it out and issue another RFP and contract somebody for 2 or 3, 5 years, however long. We wanna do that, that'll be an option council can vote on probably in January, February. The other option would be, of course, depending on what we decide to do with the Chamber of Commerce, but it's just something that you guys will see the next council.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Martinez.
Mr. Garza, thank you.
Yeah, I want to say that the vendor that provided that Philly cheese sandwich and field salad, if you tried. Folks, if you didn't try that, it's worth it for that, it was good. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, everybody,
Thank you.
council, good night,
Thank you so
thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now we're moving on to item 8C, discuss and consider ordinance number 2022-1102, allowing for the placement of a 52 by 16, 2023 manufactured home on a property located at 820 East Medina. Legal description being indicated there. This is an action item.
Mayor,
I'm going to ask for a motion to approve.
may I go ahead and make a motion for C and D combined?
Okay,
Ordinance number 2022-11-02 and 22-11-03.
Okay, council, you heard there is a motion on the floor to approve items 8C and D at the same time. There's a motion. Do I have a second? A second by Councilwoman Hernandez. All in favor of this?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. With that being the case, now I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve items 8C and D. May I have a motion? There's a motion by Councilwoman Garza. May I have a second? A second by Councilwoman Hernandez. Is there any questions? Hearing none, I'm gonna ask for a vote to approve items 8C